Live from Adelaide, 7 News starts now.
Hello and welcome to Adelaide's early edition. First to an unfolding emergency at Westfield Marion, which has been plunged into lockdown following reports of an armed offender. Let's go straight to Mitchell Sariovsky. Mitch, there have been scenes of mass panic there.
There sure have, Amelia. Even as we go to air right now, there are still hundreds of people locked down inside shops fearing a Bondi-style attack. This all unfolded around 3 o'clock this afternoon when shoppers were alerted to a sighting of someone armed inside the shopping centre. Signs were activated telling people to escape or hide wherever they could as heavily armed Star Group officers descended on the centre. At the cinema, movies were stopped and people ordered out. It's understood the alarm was raised when a fight broke out between two groups in a food court, and that was quickly followed by reported sightings of someone carrying a weapon through David Jones. We've spoken to shoppers caught up in the chaos. Take a listen here.
They just said to get out, like leave now, and the sign's up saying run hightail.
I saw two people who were younger chasing after each other with like a kitchen knife.
A group of like teenage boys running around, yelling, screaming through the food court and like attracting lots of attention.
Pretty worried, pretty scared. Yeah, little boys are in there.
There's apparently two teenagers attack us with weapons or something.
Just hope that nobody's done anything really silly that they're going to regret for the rest of their lives.
A short time ago, a woman was loaded into an ambulance, but it's not yet clear why she needs treatment or if anyone's been hurt in any type of attack. Now, Amelia, there's still panic and confusion here right now at Westfield Marion. We'll have full comprehensive coverage in our bulletin at 6, and police are due to talk to the media at 5:30.
All right, thank you very much, Mitch. South Australian football greats have condemned fans booing coach Ken Hinkley during Port's humiliating home ground loss against Brisbane. While many say it's time for him to go, his players are standing by him.
You still support him?
Yeah, absolutely support him. That's all I'm going to make.
Have you got any message for the fans after the booing last night?
The booing is typical of a fickle supporter base. Their theme song is Never Tear Us Apart. That booing is doing exactly that. It's tearing you apart.
We'll have more on the fallout in our main bulletin at 6 o'clock. South Australian councils are spending millions of dollars a year to clean up some of the state's most squalid homes. As Mitchell Sariovsky reports, complaints are spiralling out of control.
Local councils are struggling to keep up with a rise in complaints against hoarder homes like this one at Huntfield Heights. An eyesore of filth and squalor has taken over the property. The skip bins were sent in last year, but the garbage is back.
This has been the second time that council will be hopefully cleaning this up. It's just going to keep continuing. It's not good.
A report by the Local Government Association reveals councils are spending more than $2 million to investigate squalor complaints, and that doesn't include removal costs.
Might be sending people out to have a look and gauge the complexity of it. It might be working through various legal angles that need to be worked through to actually commit to the clean out. It's not the clean up itself, and that can cost anywhere between a couple of $1,000s and in the more extreme cases $50,000 to $60,000.
There have been 273 complaints already this year, almost half of the residents being repeat offenders. We'll have more on this story at 6, including urgent calls for more mental health funding to help residents like these.
A medical episode has sparked a major rescue operation in the Morialta Conservation Park. Just before 10:30 this morning, a man in his 60s collapsed on a walking trail. Emergency services took an hour to stretcher the patient to safety. He's been taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital in a stable condition. Fire has destroyed a large shed and a camp kitchen at a Williamstown property in the Barossa Valley. It burst into flames at around 6 o'clock this morning. Crews managed to prevent it from spreading. However, the roof collapsed, destroying the structure. The cause is yet to be determined. The opposition is calling on Katrine Hildyard to resign from her child protection portfolio amid proposed department funding cuts of more than $60 million. It claims just 57% of the reports to the DCP are being investigated within a week, falling short of the 75% target.
The Minister is clearly distracted. We've been calling for now 2 years and more for the Minister to put aside those unrelated portfolios.
The government says it provided additional funding last year to cover the rising costs of residential care. That money shouldn't be needed this year. The federal opposition's revealed some of the 7 locations chosen to host nuclear power plants could have multiple reactors on site, but it won't say how much of Australia's energy would ultimately come from them. Uncertainty, the government claims, could have a chilling effect on investment in renewables. Here's Rob Scott.
Days after unveiling where they plan to build Australia's nuclear reactors, the Coalition has revealed more details about its plan, announcing some of the 7 sites chosen may end up hosting multiple reactors, a decision that will be left up to a new independent nuclear energy coordinating authority.
It is right that we would be wanting multi-unit sites. That's how you got to get costs down.
But the Shadow Energy Minister wasn't able to say how much of the country's energy mix would come from nuclear.
Independent bodies would look at each plant and come up with a recommendation as to what sort of technology should be used, and from there it would be exactly what capacity.
The government and experts say that's a crucial detail investors need to know now, and the uncertainty could put the renewables rollout in jeopardy.
By destroying confidence, you actually destroy the progress of the industry.
The Smart Energy Council estimates 7 nuclear reactors would generate less than 4% of Australia's energy needs and cost up to $600 billion.
We'll be very upfront and clear about the costings and about the scale and capacity of what nuclear energy will firm up.
Promising to do that before the next election.
I think it's completely irrational and it's designed to be a distraction.
The Coalition says it'll carry out a 2.5-year consultation process with the communities chosen to host the nuclear plants before signing off on the exact details at each of those locations. But even if residents oppose the plan, the ultimate decision will still lie with the Minister.
A stolen car's been torched by arsonists in the northern suburbs. Fire crews were called to Petherton Road at Penfield at about 10:30 last night following reports of a loud explosion. The Hyundai SUV was engulfed in flames when they arrived. Police say the car was stolen from Davern Park earlier in the night. There's been an emotional farewell this afternoon for Hey Hey It's Saturday star John Blackman. For the first time, the program's host Daryl Summers spoke of his grief and received a special gift from the star's family. Nick McCallum reports.
A king of comedy, a queen of musical theatre, all the royalty of Hey Hey It's Saturday, and they all took a back seat at John Blackman's funeral to the character he created, Dickie Nee.
I told you this would happen if you didn't chlorinate your spa.
I happened to knock my knee on the desk and I said, oh my goodness, I think I've got a Dickie knee. And straight away, g'day! And it was John, and that's how Dickie Nee started.
John Blackman was a top-rating radio star, spent 28 years at Hey Hey, had a long battle with skin cancer. Daryl last spoke to him just days before he died.
You don't really need much more of a legacy than that. I said, you've given so much to Australia. Keep trying to keep the country laughing.
But Daryl expects the show will go on.
We loved him so much, and I just figure now perhaps he's up there waiting for us for Hey Hey It's Heaven.
And from John's wife Cecile, the ultimate gesture of thanks.
Because there is no way that we could put Dickie in the coffin with John. Just wanted to give this to you for everything that you've done.
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
US comedian Jerry Seinfeld has been targeted by protesters yet again at his Melbourne show last night. Ainsley Kosh is at Rod Laver Arena, where police and security are out in numbers.
There is expected to be a visible police presence here at Rod Laver Arena tonight ahead of Jerry Seinfeld's final Melbourne show. It comes after he was heckled by pro-Palestine activists at his second show last night, but it was the US comedian who had the last laugh.
Here's the other thing I think you need to go back and tell who's ever running your organization. We just gave more money to a Jew. That cannot be a good plan for you.
The crowd booing the protesters before they got up and left. Jerry Seinfeld has been in Australia for the past week. His Sydney shows were interrupted by anti-Israel activists, but he hasn't let that interrupt his time here. He was all smiles meeting with fans outside his hotel yesterday afternoon. It's unclear if further protests will take place tonight. The venue says it doesn't tolerate any disruptive behaviour and anyone who doesn't comply will be removed from the event.
Still to come on Seven's early edition, new rental rights for South Australians, what landlords and tenants need to know. Also, Christianity under threat, Donald Trump's election warning to evangelical voters. Actress Emma Thompson leads the largest climate rally of its kind in the UK. And shaking it off, birthday boy Prince William parties with Taylor Swift.
Now you also get bonus to brush straight auto, perfect flowers to power washing your way. And the third and maybe guarantee and 3-1. Because we're confident that Pocket Coupled will be the most durable and pray for you ever used. Don't miss a fantastic offer. The Pocket Coupled in leather by you plus the bonus spray mask 3-1. But it also charge today.
Great idea.
Well, Amelia will have very light on that falling into Westfield Marion, which resulted in lockdown. Shoppers ran for their lives with fears of attack with knife or sheer terror with thought to her fresh. Fallout continues to report dismal showing against the line. We speak to the experts. What now the touch and players. Rattle and dangerous shark one Earth was going through the mind of its kangaroo island thrill seeker. And in flashback, we commemorate one of the great footy anthems. The author could be a champion. There he is. Well, that's a whopper of a hint. I'm here to tell him it's a great segment, and I know you never miss it.
I don't miss it. I know that song. Do you hurt me?
Yeah, sure. Sing I like about football.
There you go. All right. Let's take a look at the days where they are. Wilson over the city today, and I love Wisconsin Wanderers. Mercury dropped to 2.5 in Elizabeth with dry north of winds looking to a top of 14.8 today. Right now in the city, it's around 12 degrees. Around the country, after 35 kilometres run in 24 hours. There are dry skies over Sydney this afternoon, 50 degrees currently there. Blue sky in Melbourne and in Brisbane at the moment, 17 degrees currently, and no shower off the coast of Perth. Taking a look at the chart, and we'll see showers here in the state tomorrow too. Cold front is moving across overnight with more showers to follow during the week. Staying dry across far north tomorrow though, but further south, you can expect those showers to begin tonight in the west. Now listen across to eastern districts during the day. In the Brambilla, of hail is about some western and central coasts. Expect hail particularly around lower Epidavia and southern New York Peninsula. 15 and showers is tomorrow in Borden. Can maybe a couple on the way for Wyla, Podcast and Murray Bridge, all expecting time 16 degrees. 11 at the top of Clare, 13 degrees for Riopa, at 15 Dartmouth for Dan and Kiscott, to 14 degrees in Darba and in Arcadia. That incoming front will boost strong wind across several coastal regions, including Adelaide and Polton Waters. In the city, down to 7 degrees overnight, top of about 14 is on the way. Expect showers throughout the day, anywhere from 2 to 15 millimetres is possible at this stage. So keep that landing. That's all the news for now. I will have all the desktop stories at 6 o'clock from me.
The 7 News app will give you the news you want every minute of every day, including breaking news alerts. Download the 7 News app now.